Your opportunity. Join a family that will serve with you, always have your back, and train you to be the best version of yourself. As a volunteer, you will meet new people, learn new skills, and make a meaningful impact. Learn more at makemeafirefighter.org. That's makemeafirefighter.org.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Good Tuesday morning. It is 9:10 and currently sitting in at 29 degrees. Joining me now this morning and for the on location Mary Dolan, we've got Derek Sidian. Derek, always good to have you on.
It's good to be on, especially today. I'm really excited about one particular topic today that we'll get to later because it's not very serious, but I'm really excited. I saw it in the prep sheets and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah, talk about that. One thing I do want to mention, there are obviously today is Veterans Day. One of the big things we need to talk about is a list of some of the services that are going on. I know actually a lot of them are going on right now. In Underwood, right now, the Underwood Public School is their Veterans Day service is going on actually as we speak. Ashby starts up in about 5 minutes. As they had a breakfast for veterans prior. Rotse there is at the school at 9:30. Fergus Falls, Kennedy Secondary School at 10 o'clock. Battle Lake, 10 o'clock at the school. And Henning, 1 o'clock at the school. I know the Daughters of the American Revolution have an event at the American Legion today. And American Legion is also serving up soup from stew from 11 to 2. And if I remember right, that Daughters of the Revolution program is at 2:30. So again, or it's either at 2 or 2:30. You can call Mary out at the Legion to get the correct time. But again, the stew's going on from 11 until 2, and I go out there and really good stew.
Yeah, Breckenridge is live streaming theirs right now. Actually, I was just looking on Facebook, and they're live. So if you're not interested in necessarily getting out of the house, you go to the Breckenridge Public Schools Facebook page, and they're live streaming their whole thing.
Or people can just kind of continue to listen to us.
They could listen to us.
They can listen to us.
Well, you can watch the live stream afterwards.
Yeah.
Stay here with us now.
Or watch our live stream afterwards.
No. Don't watch us afterwards. Watch us now. We're more fun now.
But Fergus Falls having theirs at 10 o'clock. So as soon as we get done with Morning Talk, maybe you might want to listen to us on the car ride over there. I know I want a big shout out to all of our area veterans. I think I've got time today. I've got a nice little interview I did with my dad about his service in Vietnam. And so I like to play that one on Veterans Day. So we'll play that one a little bit later on today. Also, still to come out, check on the markets, weather. It's going to be nice for a little bit, but then obviously it's going to shoot down next week. Have you seen next week's temps, Derek?
I don't dare look. I never dare.
They'll make you sad.
There are enough things in life to make you sad. I don't need the weather to add to that.
Streaming wise, we've got Otter Hockey tonight from the Fergus Falls Arena, I do believe, and then
do we? I thought that got moved.
They got moved. Okay. So,
I believe tonight's got moved to January. We have one on Thursday. Let me just double check and make sure that I did not misread that email. Yep, it has been moved to January. So there's not a game tonight. If it was previously been said or on any of our stuff, it's not.
It's not tonight. But
nope.
the one game we're really looking forward to is Thursday, Hillcrest Lutheran Academy at the U.S. Bank Stadium. That's going to be fun.
That's very exciting.
That'll be on, I think.
It'll be on KJ Country.
KJ Country?
Yep. Jason Retzloff will be doing a great job announcing. That pregame for that starts at 3:45. Kickoff is scheduled for 4.
But it's tentative because it's one of the games later on in the day, and some of them go a little long.
Yeah. Oh, hopefully they stay on track.
Otters had a great season. Just kind of ran into a buzzsaw with Orono, the first round of the state. So big shout out to the Otters. Big shout out to a lot of our area teams. You mentioned Breckenridge. Breckenridge is moving on. They're in the next round of the state playoffs. Barnesville had a great year. They lost. I think it was fairly close. One in the first round as well. So again, a big shout out to our area teams. They're doing really well. I know everybody's excited for the fall season. Hockey, basketball. It's going to be exciting. We got a lot of those games streaming, and you can find those on KBRFradio.com, the Fergus Now app, and the KBRF Radio YouTube page.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, President Trump plans to sue the BBC for $1 billion.
Sure, why not?
His legal team told NBC News on Monday. They accused the broadcaster of trying to interfere in the presidential election by editing one of his speeches. The threat came after BBC Director General Tim Davie and news CEO Deborah Turnus resigned Sunday under growing pressure. The edit involved omitting parts of Trump's January 6, 2021 speech.
Oh, yeah. A lot of the U.S. Companies did that too, where he said peacefully, let's go down and protest peacefully, and they just said, let's go down and protest. And so that was taken out of context and everything. So, yeah, it's Donald is like, you know what? I'm just kind of going after everybody right now.
Yeah, at a certain point, you get to be like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
it's another thing, just another thing happening, another legal battle.
Yeah. It seems like every time you turn around, Trump's suing somebody's suing Trump, somebody's suing this department, somebody's suing that department. I don't know how many press releases we get. Attorney General Keith Ellison is suing the Trump administration for this. Keith Ellison suing this. Keith Ellison suing this.
Keith Ellison's just suing everybody.
Yeah, it's like
it's
you get a lawsuit.
Multiple
You get a
emails
lawsuit.
a day.
Yeah,
it's kind of insane. Generally, we don't talk about it too much because it's not always super relevant to us here, but man, it's like every day.
Yeah.
President Trump also, I think we talk about this yesterday? They pardoned Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah, he pardoned Rudy, which I'm not too surprised about. I think especially after the way Biden went out pardoning everybody, I think that Trump's like, you know what, I'm going to start I'm not going to wait to the end of my term. I'm just going to start pardoning everybody. I mean, he is... technically, I guess a lame duck. I mean, he can't run again.
Yeah, I was gonna say if he can't run again, then and that was the whole thing was Biden waited because kind of waiting for the election results.
Yep, and then
it was like, well, there you go.
Let's get that auto pen going, and just start pardoning everybody. Now, as we look at the weather, Derek, what do you do to get ready for the winter? Is there anything major you have to do to get ready for it?
I hope and I pray for less cold.
Now, do you guys do like the window wraps, the tuning of the snow blowers?
Right now I've not been really involved in any of that.
Okay.
But we've been staying with my in-laws, so that's.
They don't put you to work?
Not for that. They don't do the wrapping of windows. I know growing up, my family, what we used to do is we'd do the plastic on the windows, both sides, and then we'd take a bunch of straw bales and put those up against the house, like a couple deep. And it was funny because our dog would always jump up on it and then just sit by the window and watch us.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, it was because we always had Norwegian elk hounds. They're like winter breeds. They, for at least for a long time, we started like having our dogs inside more eventually, but for a long time they were always outside, and if they'd either be in the barn or just sitting there watching us.
Yeah, we had Jack, and Jack was a combination Malamute Golden Retriever, but he loved the cold. It'd be like 30 below. He'd be outside rolling on his back, just enjoying it, and he'd be like, "Come on, man, it's cold. Let's go inside."
Yeah, it's cold. But I don't want anything out there.
No.
It's a barren wasteland of snow.
It is.
You don't need anything else.
I've got this weekend. I've got to move my lawnmower and snowblower. It's like they're kind of like in tandem, and I just kind of switch
You
them.
just switch them.
Around, because obviously you're not going to be using the lawnmower anytime soon. So get the snowblower ready, get her, maybe run it a couple times, get it up and running, gassed up and ready to go, then head over to Mom and Dad's and do the same with their snowblower. So
Yeah, it's tough to live in Minnesota without a snowblower.
It really is.
Or something, some sort of machinery to move the snow.
I remember when I was a kid, though, I was the snowblower. I always complained to my parents. I'm like, you got a snowblower, because they had a snowblower that attached to their tractor, but it was a pain in the butt to put on and off every year.
Yeah.
My dad just said, no, you're our snowblower. So I would go out and shovel, and they had a long sidewalk, and then they had their back driveway, which was huge, and I did it all.
I was gonna say that was kind of one thing of being that was kind of lucky for me living in the country was we didn't have like a sidewalk. We just had our gravel driveway, and so kind of difficult to do, shoveling or snowblowing. So my dad had this like old tractor, and my dad would every day would just take the bucket of the tractor and just scoop up snow and just pile mounds and mounds of snow.
Yeah. As soon as I left the house, they got a computer and they got a snowblower.
How rude!
I know.
How absolutely rude of them.
I when I was in college, I had to use the computer lab because we didn't have a computer, and as soon as my sister hit college, oh hey, let's get a computer. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Do you know how many days I spent in the computer lab at M State, or well, it was FFCC at the time? It's like, oh man. But yeah, we do the wrap on some of the windows. The problem is we've got cats.
Yeah,
and so that's kind of one of their fun things that they like to do. So we have to be selective on what windows we use.
Which makes sense.
Otherwise, it's just an absolute waste of time.
All right, Dave. What is the commonality between 827 and 715?
827 and 715. They're both times?
They are both times. They're the times drivers are most likely to break the law.
Really?
Research shows motorists break traffic laws most frequently at 8:27 in the morning and 7:15 at night during rush hour periods. A survey of 2,000 drivers found 26% regularly exceed speed limits, while 45% ignore road rules in familiar areas. Medical emergencies top reasons for lawbreaking at 33%, followed by quiet roads at 26%, and misjudging speed limits at 22%.
Well, I mean, I can obviously medical emergency. You get a little bit of a grace period if somebody's having a heart attack or somebody got shot.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
But I'm driving a different vehicle right now, and I will say this: I find myself going a little faster than I usually like to be. Like I passed a law enforcement official this morning at about 39. And I looked down, I'm like, whoa, I immediately hit my brakes. But it's the sight lines. I sit a little different. I mean, it's funny because they're both Jeeps. But my old Jeep, everything was kind of up a little bit higher. And so the speedometer was a little bit more in your face. And this one, it's just, just working on still getting the feel of it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the other one, I can always basically just cover up the speedometer, and I can tell you about how fast I was going. I mean, I had the thing for 15 years. But yeah, this one is just taking a little bit getting used to.
And there's some stretches of roads where it's like, I haven't seen any speed limit marked for a while. It's like, is this still like, especially sometimes coming out of some rural towns, like not all the roads have the signs marked of like, so it's like, okay, am I still supposed to be going 30 for a little bit still? Am I good to go 55? What exactly is my limit going on here? I was driving to Marshall for the girls hockey game on Friday, and there were a few times I'm like, I don't know what speed I'm supposed to be going.
Well, I had to laugh. Just a second here. I got pulled over by Wheatown a couple years ago. I was driving to Sheldon's to get a trailer, and I had to beat his closing time. So I'm sitting there driving, and I'm going a little fast, and I was always under the assumption County 1 was a 60-mile-an-hour zone. It's not. It's 55. So you got to remember, every county road in Fergus Falls or in Otter Tail County is 55 miles an hour. It's the state highways like 210, 78, 59. Those are, well, I'm not positive about 78, but I know 59 and 210, the speed limit is 60. So if just kind of a heads up on that, because as you leave Fergus, it's so stupid because it says end to 45. It doesn't say what the speed is.
It doesn't say. It would be different if it said. I feel like it would be different if it said N45. It says N50.
Oh, end to 50. Oh.
Because it goes from 30 right in town to just outside 40 for a little bit, and then 50 for a while, and then N50.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm like,
It's
well,
60.
if it was 55, they wouldn't have it at 50. Like they would, it has to be at least a 10-mile-per-hour jump. That was my assumption until you told me that story, and I was like, oh well.
Yeah, because I got confused because I thought I was going 63 when I got pulled over. I'm like, going, man, I'm going 3 over and I get pulled over. And I was talking to the guy. He goes, yeah, just remember it's 55 here. I'm like, wait, what? And he goes, yeah. And then he explained to me every county road in Otter Tail County are 55 miles an hour. The state highways where you get 210 and 59, and I think 78. You'd have to check on 78, but I know the other two are 60 miles an hour.
And all it would take to stop that confusion is change that road from an N50 to 55.
And people would know. But I almost think they do it deliberately. They're sneaky.
Maybe. They're just trying to catch people.
I think they are.
Make their ticket quotas.
It's News Talk 1250 KBRF. Derek, what are we talking about on the second half?
Well, in the second half, we've got someone from our state breaking an ice cream eating speed record in Ireland, as well as a new TV show that I'm really excited to talk about.
That's on after the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Morning of unforgettable fun is waiting for you at the Candy Cane and Cocoa Party presented by Lake Region Healthcare Pediatric Therapies. December 13th from 9 a.m. to noon at the Fergus Falls YMCA. Snap a picture with Santa, play reindeer games, get your face painted or fun balloon. This event is made possible by the Fergus Falls YMCA, Big Boys Painting, American Federal Bank, and Fergus Falls Monument. You don't want to miss the Candy Cane and Cocoa Party.
This is Craig Olson. Join me every Saturday morning at 8 for the Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Football, basketball, soccer, hockey, volleyball, swimming, cross country. I interview area coaches to discuss the season, recap the last game, and preview upcoming games. Catch the live show at 8 on Saturday morning on News Talk 1250 KBRF and the live stream and archived shows at KBRFradio.com. Just click on Sports Streaming. The Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe.
KBRFradio.com is your online home for News Talk 1250 KBRF. You'll find the latest in local and national news, plus sports, and you can podcast or stream live. That's at KBRFradio.com.
Local farmers. Lake Cabin Meat and Deli Company in Fergus Falls currently has open slots and accepting animals. They take the hassle out of processing and butchering your livestock. From custom cuts to expert butchering, they handle it all with care and precision. Serving Fergus Falls of the Lakes area, they're proud to support local farmers like you. Call or visit Lake Cabin Meat and Deli Company today to schedule your meat processing. Lake Cabin Meat and Deli Company, where quality meets tradition on Highway 210 East.
The four letters that define winning. N-D-S-U.
Fires end zone, touchdown!
The 18th time national champs play here.
The dynasty has come back!
Join us this Saturday as the Bison battle the UNI Panthers in the Harvest Bowl. Our coverage begins at 1:30 on your home for Bison football. The Pioneer Seeds Bison Sports Network from Learfield.
There's only one silage brand that's been raising the bar for over 30 years. There's only one silage seed lineup that's been designed, selected, and tested for optimal performance in Midwestern soils and conditions, and enjoyed by millions of cows across the region. You might be hearing about a lot of newcomers who promise more milk per ton and more tonnage per acre, but there's only one you should trust: Dairyland Seed High DF. Discover the High DF difference at dairylandseedsilage.com.
Find out why the markets are moving. Get in-depth ag information with the Red River Farm Network on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Good morning. Market update time here on the Red River Farm Network. I'm Tyler Donaldson. Grain starting out today's trade a bit mixed. Soybeans 1.5 to 2 cents lower. Corn hovering between half a cent and a whole cent higher. Wheat mixed as well. AgMarket.net market analyst Matt Bennett says the trade's factoring South American weather as well as ongoing negotiations with China into the markets.
The weather in South America is kind of playing in a little bit. They're talking just a little bit drier, than what I guess what the trade's comfortable with, especially this trade deal with China. So we know that there's been some enthusiasm around that. I mean, we're not seeing a lot of trade volumes yet by any means, but corn's up just a little bit. In all honesty, corn just hasn't acted like it really wanted to go anywhere. It's been kind of a sideways chop. Not a whole lot of news in here, but I do think looking forward to the report this week, with some of the estimates coming out a little on the lower side, there's probably a few people that are wanting to roll out some short positions here.
Funds going long on the cattle markets again.
The big reason for the sell-off here over the last couple of weeks was just simply due to confidence. We had the funds long cattle for a long time. Fundamentals never really changed by any means. Bottom line is these guys exited their long positions. It looked like maybe a few of them decided to maybe buy back in there yesterday because we closed everything up the limit as far as cattle were concerned. But as far as today goes, it's a little bit more of taking a breather. No doubt that fats being off just a little bit, isn't.
Reporting agriculture's business. You are listening to the Red River Farm Network.
You're not just a Northern Plains grower filling acres. You're building yield because you're a wheat grower, which means Westbred wheat is the seed for you. Regionally proven varieties like WB 9641 and WB 9642 offer excellent yield potential and excellent standability. Westbred is elite wheat seed for elite wheat growers. We're bred differently, just like you. Performance may vary. Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
Next on our Corn Hall of Fame tour, Pioneer brand Power Core Enlist corn.
Ooh, look at all the trophies.
Yes. Power Core Enlist beats competitors with a 7.7 bushel per acre yield advantage. 3 distinct modes of pest control action and unsurpassed herbicide flexibility mean above ground pests and weeds can't win.
But what if they try?
They wouldn't dare. Plant the 100th season of Pioneer. Visit pioneer.com/powerup.
Listen to the Dry Bean Scene every Friday here on the Red River Farm Network, brought to you by the North Harvest Bean Growers Association, Johnstown Bean Company, Gowan Company, SRS Commodities, and Heads Up Plant Protectants. We'll track this year's crop potential across the country and get industry perspectives on possible market impacts. It's the Dry Bean Scene every Friday, 12:35, right here on the Red River Farm Network.
With that morning cup of coffee and the Red River Farm Network on the radio, you're ready to take on the day. Farming and ranching is a bottom line business, and we treat it that way at the Red River Farm Network. Our team of dedicated ag journalists include Don Wick, Tyler Donaldson, and Jamie Dickerman, plus ag meteorologist Drew Lerner. Farm news, markets, and weather from the #1 rated farm radio team in the region. We're the Red River Farm Network, and we're reporting agriculture's business.
Checking quotes, December wheat Minneapolis 2 cents higher to 5.66 1/4. Chicago December wheat's up 1 cent to 5.36 3/4. KC wheat down 2 cents to 5.25. December corn's at 4.30 even, 1/4 cent higher. January soybeans 2 3/4 lower to 11.27 1/4. January canola in Winnipeg's 5.50 per metric ton up to 6.45.50 Canadian. December live cattle down 7 cents to 228.52. November feeders 4.72 higher to 340.37. December hogs 27 cents higher, 83.02. You are listening to the Red River Farm Network.
While serving in Iraq, our vehicle was hit. They didn't think I was going to make it. I'm LaToya Lucas, and I'm a veteran. I had to learn to live with the scars, both visible and invisible.
DAV helps veterans like LaToya get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year.
My victory is overcoming my wounds so I can help other veterans.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org. This is Craig Olson. Join me every Saturday morning at 8 for the Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Football, basketball, soccer, hockey, volleyball, swimming, cross country. I interview area coaches to discuss the season, recap the last game, and preview upcoming games. Catch the live show at 8 on Saturday morning on News Talk 1250 KBRF and the live stream and archived shows at KBRFradio.com. Just click on Sports Streaming. The Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe.
Fergus Falls Deals is here to warm up your bank account. For the month of November, saved 40% on certificates to these businesses: El Loro Mexican Restaurant, The Hudson Inn, Knotty Pine Bar and Grill, Fiesta Brava, Cool Beans Bagels, and Comfort Inn Fergus Falls. Be sure to check out the Deals on Demand category to see all the certificates you can get right on your phone. Check out all the hot deals on FergusFallsDeals.com.
At FergusFallsDeals.com.
This Veterans Salute is presented by Fergus Falls Monument at ForeverStoneMemorials.com. On Veterans Day and every day, we pause to honor and remember the brave men and women who have served our nation. Veterans like Dave Muckow, who served as a Marine for 4 years. Thank you, Dave, for your service to our country. John's Heating and Air Conditioning is proud to support this message and our veterans. Call John's Heating and Air Conditioning today to keep your home's temperature regulated all year long. John's Heating and Air Conditioning.
News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone. Turning sunny today, 48 for our high, 29 for tonight's low. We'll hit 47 for Wednesday's high, 49 Thursday, 58 on Friday. A little bit of rain and 55 by Saturday. Sunday, 45. Monday, 44. And, well, we just go down from there. Right now, Fergus Falls currently sitting in at, let's scroll back up, 36. Fair skies, winds out the northwest at 6. It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone. A Morning Talk this morning and every morning, brought to you by our friends at Pioneer Care and at Fergus Falls Monument Company. Derek.
Woo! That was fun. It's fun to just get to listen to you just give the whole spiel.
The whole spiel, the whole forecast.
The whole forecast.
The
top
sponsors.
off the sponsors.
Yeah.
Just getting right into it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we both of them very long sponsors and very good clients and are very good organizations. Pioneer Care, Fergus Falls Monument Company.
Oh, yeah.
I'm up at Pioneer every day for like the last 2 months. However, Dad gets out in a couple days, so he's finally finishing rehab. So that'll be kind of fun. He made a lot of friends up there. It's just an awesome place. He's been on short stay for about 2 months now, rehabbing from an illness. So that's good.
No, that is good. You know, you hear horror stories sometimes out of, places where, people are isolated and things like that. So it's great to be able to have kind of community.
Staff up there are just unbelievable. I've known the CEO since middle school. I mean, it's a very, very community-based group, and everybody's up there. We've got a lot of listeners up there too. I know Marlis is one of them, and some of the other nurses and staff up there, and a lot of the people up there listen to us,
which is great, and we appreciate them listening. Yep. So, 22% of men reject mental health therapy despite struggles. Now, I know I talked about some other things like teasing into this, but I feel like it would be remiss to not talk about this. So a UK survey of 2,000 adults reveals 22% of men refuse professional mental health support even when struggling. While 38% have tried therapy or counseling, 21% stopped attending sessions. The top reason for avoiding help is believing they should handle problems independently, cited by 13% initially and 27% who quit treatment. Additionally, 11% don't think therapy works, while 10% feel uncomfortable discussing feelings. What do you think about mental health struggles?
I can see guys just, you always say, I don't want to give up. I can handle this. I can handle this. There's so many things that guys say that they can handle. However, quite honestly, there's sometimes where you need a professional. You need another opinion. You need be able to talk about it. You might be embarrassed to talk to your wife or your friends about it. To talk to a professional and, get some actual help. I know a lot of guys won't stop for directions. This is obviously before Google Maps and it was on everybody's phones. You can just click in, where is the gas station? Click, hey, there we go. But I would stop at, gas stations and ask for directions. I didn't want to waste my time. There's certain things that, I'll go, I don't need any help and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And there's some things that I'm just like, nope, let's find somebody who can, professionally do something.
I often find it difficult to ask for help when, like, for example, when we were trying to sell our house, and people came to help us, it was very difficult for me to be like, do this thing that's a really cruddy thing to do, and I know it sucks to do, but I'm going to ask you to do it because I have other things I need to get done, and I'm just not someone who does that. I will sit through the crud and just work through it. I
will do that sometimes, work through the crud and do stuff, but there's other times where it's like, I don't know how to do this. It's like the furnace. The furnace is on the fritz. Well, call a professional. I don't know what to do.
Right. And if it's like a furnace, like something where I have absolutely no idea, then I'll call a professional.
The amount of times my parents have called me and said, hey, can you fix this? And it's like, no.
Yeah, well, a study says men face greater stigma, being 6 times more likely than women to fear friends mocking them or seeking therapy. However, 19% who tried counseling wouldn't tell friends about it. So I'm very open. I've been to therapy since a young age. There have been times where I haven't gone as much, but I find it very beneficial. I don't like to tell everyone everything. Mm-hmm. So it's great to have someone who isn't there to judge you, to help you talk about things like that. And it's really a great, especially if you're someone who's super busy. Mm-hmm. Like lately I've been extremely busy and I haven't had a whole lot of time to be with my friends. So I have a very limited amount of people I can talk to some things about. And I know if I go to my therapist's office, I could talk about anything. Yeah. Anything at all. So.
Speaking of busy, do you know if we're shooting Where to Eat tomorrow?
I asked Zach. He said he said we probably wouldn't know till sometime after 10 because they don't open.
But it's speaking of busy, our video production schedule,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's ramping back up now that
sports.
Winter sports are coming through. But I decided I would talk about it. So Minnesota man breaks ice cream eating speed record in Ireland.
Uh-oh.
Now, would you expect Ireland to be the place you'd break that record?
I don't know if Ireland would be like top of mind, but I can just feel the brain freeze.
I feel like Hawaii or Jamaica, like a nice warm climate.
Or like New York or like New Jersey, like the boardwalk or Vegas.
Yeah. But I feel like if you're breaking like an ice cream speed record, like you want the warmest temperatures possible. For one thing, to like melt the ice cream and make it easier to eat.
Well, I could do an ice cream speed record too if I popped it in the microwave and just drank it.
That's true. Well, James Clark from Spring Lake Park, Minnesota, appears to have set a new Guinness World Record for fastest ice cream cone consumption during a visit to Ireland. Clark ate a 130-gram ice cream cone in 24.72 seconds at Teddy's Ice Cream Shop in I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, beating the previous record of 24.97 seconds. The shop posted Facebook video showing the cone being weighed before Clark's attempt. Guinness World Records must still review and certify the achievement. If approved, this would mark Clark's 35th Guinness World Records title. That's a lot. That's a lot of world records.
But Mary and I have talked about this. It seems like anything could be a world record. Like I could have like the world record of paper drops. It's as long as you count it, and there's nobody with a record before.
Yeah, it's I watched a YouTube video a few weeks ago that it was literally, hey, we said we were going to break some world records. We had a prediction that we're going to break some world records this year, so we're going to make it happen by doing these things
Stupid things that probably haven't been checked yet.
Yeah, exactly. Or things that had been done and it was just slightly changed them so they hadn't been done.
Yeah.
Things like that.
But do you know why the Guinness Book of World Records exists?
I feel like I've heard this before, but I don't remember it.
The Guinness Beer Company, that's what it's called, Guinness Book of World Records, created it to settle bar fights.
Interesting.
People kept arguing, what's the tallest this? What's the fastest this? What's the this? No, it's this. No, it's this. And they're like, you know what? We're going to start documenting it. Here we go.
Someone had to do it.
Yep.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Which might be why there's a Guinness World Record for ice cream in Ireland, because Guinness is out of Dublin.
You know what? That is fair. So here's the one I'm excited to talk about. HBO is developing a TV series adaptation for V for Vendetta.
Really?
Yeah. How familiar are you with the...
It's based on Guy Fawkes, right?
Oh, loosely.
Loosely based on Guy Fawkes?
I think so.
Well, because he used the Guy Fawkes mask, if I remember right.
Yes. So I actually have the graphic novel here.
Oh, wow, you do, and with the Guy Fawkes mask.
Yeah. So if you're anyone tuning in on the live stream, it's right there on camera for you. The fact that it came up, I was just like, I have this over in the newsroom right now. So I have a good chunk of my comic book collection sitting up on a shelf at the moment. So I was like, hey, I actually did read this in college.
Oh, okay.
I was doing heroes, philosophy of heroes in media or something like that. And it was a very interesting class. And this was one of the few that sort of stuck with me a little bit. But, and I've lost my page here. So the original comic, created by Alan Moore and illustrated by David Lloyd, debuted in 1982. It follows an anarchist named V who fights a fascist regime in a dystopian Britain. HBO has a history with comics-based TV projects, including major hits like The Penguin and Watchmen. V for Vendetta was also adapted into a film in 2005. I have not seen the film, though. I've been meaning to.
I think it's got Hugo Weaving in it, right?
Hugo Weaving and Natalie Portman are the two stars. And that's about all I know. I think it's a pretty faithful adaptation.
Okay.
But no, I remember reading through this book, and I don't know, some of these where they're not, I get excited when they're not your typical Superman, Batman, the Avengers, because they tend to have a little focus a little more on the story and telling like something with an interesting theme and things like that. And I think the V for Vendetta is a really great one. And actually, it's funny because I've been thinking about it for the last week. It's so weird that this announcement has just come recently because I've been thinking about it for the last week because on one of the iconic things from it is remember the 5th of November. And so since last Wednesday, I've just had that stuck in my head anytime I hear November.
Yeah, because the 5th of November is when Guy Fawkes tried to blow up Parliament.
Yep, exactly.
For those who don't know, Guy Fawkes was anarchist, and he decided he was going to put a bunch of TNT under the Britain's Parliament and blow it up, and just got caught just before it happened. So, yeah, it was kind of an interesting. And he did it on the 5th of November.
Yeah. Did you watch? Have you watched the Watchmen HBO show?
I think so. Yeah, I did. I watched the first season.
Yeah.
Was there a second season?
No. It's only been one season. There were talks about it.
Yeah, because the way it ends with Dr. Manhattan dying in the egg.
Yeah. I kind of like it more ending like that.
Vague.
It ends super vaguely. Like, I don't know where they would have gone with the second season, but that one I watched in a film club in college. It ended up being just a lot of us watching that show because there was only a couple of us in it, and we were, I was super interested in it. I have the Watchmen comic, but I haven't fully read it, but I have watched the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard about what happened, the differences between the movie and the comic. And it's such a weird show and such a weird, they have all these mysteries, and it's a fun watch.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting because the TV series takes off after the movie, but where it was more true to the comic, if I remember right.
Yep.
And kind of how that ended, and it's kind of an interesting thing. Speaking of which, you are our movie expert. Any cool movies coming out?
Any cool movies coming out? There was one people have been talking about. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, that people were really excited about, and now has been getting less than stellar reviews.
Oh, that's never good.
Give me a minute, I can find it. Otherwise, later this month, we have Wicked for Good, so that's a sequel to last year's hit Wicked, and Zootopia 2 are both coming out this month.
I think I remember taking Adam to Zootopia, the first one. But while you look up the movies, I'll talk a little bit about cereal and how somebody's suing for $5 million. A New York woman has filed a $5 million lawsuit against Post Consumer Brands, claiming her honeycomb cereal box contained fewer servings than advertised. A court document show the plaintiff alleges the family-sized box had one serving less than the labeled 13 servings, calling the packaging false and misleading. The woman claims she deprived of 45 cents after paying $6 for her cereal. Her attorney says she suffered injury due to the box being misbranded. The plaintiff continues to suffer harm because she cannot rely on products labeling, including representations for the truth, and thus enabling that she's undetermined whether she can purchase the product in the future, reads the lawsuit. Post Consumer Brands has not publicly responded. A similar class action lawsuit was filed earlier this month involving Fruity Pebbles, another Post brand. So, suing $5 million for mental distress because there's one serving less. I mean, obviously, you want to have those serving sizes be accurate, and if I remember right, the serving sizes say approximate. So, quite honestly, it should cover them for that. But just another person trying to get rich off of something stupid. It all goes back to that one idiot that sued Subway over the foot long. It wasn't exactly a foot long. It was 11 inches, not 12 inches.
Some of those lawsuits are just ridiculous.
These people need to be shamed. Same with the lawyers that take up the case.
It's like this is too picky. They're like it's supposed to be sort of a general guide. It's not supposed to be an exact.
Yeah, there's some things where it says exactly this, but if I remember right, cereal it says approximate. It's been a while since I picked up a cereal box. I don't eat cereal, so.
Yeah. Well, I haven't yet been able to find. It must have come out last weekend. The movie that I've been hearing about, but this weekend, two of the big ones coming out that we'll be playing here in town is The Running Man, starring Glenn Powell. He's been doing a lot lately.
Yeah, after what was it, Top Gun Maverick, he's been everywhere.
Oh yeah, it's been ridiculous. I mean, he had Chad Power's show that was coming out.
Yep.
There was another one or two movies earlier this year that he was also in, and now he's starring in The Running Man.
And it sounds like they're doing Running Man a little different than the Arnold Schwarzenegger Running Man.
I hope they're doing it a little bit differently. It would be unfortunate if it was the exact same.
Yeah, because it seems like, okay, the Arnold Schwarzenegger Running Man, he's in a little arena and stuff, and he's got to try to survive. And, people are, taking bets on which of the gladiators is going to kill him. And if he makes it through so much, he gets freedom. He's like a convict and stuff. It seems like this Running Man is more Squid Game-ish, where you get $1 billion if you survive, but it's rigged. So,
I don't know. But The other big one coming out is the Now You See Me #3, titled Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
I've seen the first one. I own the second one. Haven't gotten around to watching it.
I have not seen either the first two, but I saw an interview recently where I think it was Justice Smith was talking about how they weren't gonna do Now You See Me, Now You Don't as the title. They hadn't even thought about really doing that until he was like, "So are you gonna call it this?" Which is crazy because every time I thought the movies were called Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
No, it's just Now You See Me. I saw the first one on an airplane, and I really enjoyed it, especially the twist ending. I won't say twist ending, the surprise at the end.
Yeah.
I won't ruin it for anybody who hasn't seen the movie, but it's pretty cool. And then I guess I just never got around to watching the second one. I've got it on my Vudu account, but...
Have you seen the popcorn boxes for the new one?
No. Everybody's got new popcorn boxes. It seems like every movie, hey, check this out. We got a popcorn box for $20 you can buy.
Okay, but this one's a really cool gimmick. So basically they have it filled up with popcorn, and then they can sort of like pull the side off, and it looks like it's transparent, like it looks like you can see through. Basically, they have it so there's like an extra frame that you pull out that makes it look like you're seeing through the popcorn bucket, when really the popcorn bucket is just kind of hidden in your hand to the side. It looks really cool. It took me a while to figure out.
People are trying too hard on some of these popcorn buckets. I mean, you got the Dune one, you got the Deadpool and Wolverine one, and I think Wicked had one. I think you've got the Wicked one.
I've got a Wicked one. That one's just a typical tin bucket. But yeah, no, I thought it was really neat. It's just a fun gimmick that once you know the trick, then it's not as exciting. But until I had to be explained the trick, I didn't understand. I did not get it.
Oh, we're going to wrap it up from there. Derek, thanks for joining me. Coming up, I've got Jen from the United Way. She'll be joining me here at 10:15, and then we got Superintendent Jeff Drake as well. This is News Talk 1250 KBRF Morning Talk, brought to you this morning and every morning by our good friends over at Pioneer Care and at Fergus Falls Monument Company. So again, a big shout out and thanks to them for coming on board and sponsoring the show. Coming up 10 o'clock, look at the news. It's all on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
I'm Jessica at the Fergus Falls Monument